Howdy guys, and welcome back to the Fungi Files. Today, we're experimenting with mycelium as a sustainable fabric. We'll be discussing how mycelium can serve as a vegan leather alternative and a sustainable fabric. Plus, I'll show my plans to make my own mushroom leather and grow my own flat cap. Let's dive into the reason that mushroom leather is such a game changer. Traditional leather and even synthetic vegan-made leather can be harmful to the environment and intense on resources, which raises ethical and environmental concerns. Mushroom leather, however, is made from the root structure of mushrooms, making it not only cruelty-free, but highly sustainable. The best part is, mushroom leather is biodegradable, which means it can decompose naturally at the end of its life cycle. And unlike plastic-based alternatives, it doesn't shed microplastics into the environment or require petrochemicals. This makes it a fantastic option for eco-friendly consumers. We'll be starting this series by experimenting with 3 different kinds of substrates. Our first substrate is going to be used from recycled paper. This is easily obtainable, and using recycled materials just adds another layer to that sustainability. For our second and third mushroom leather sheets, we'll be using hardwood substrate and coir that I have prepared earlier this month. I have this plastic sheet that was garbage that I have now cut up into 3 relatively evenly sized plastic sheets. I'll be laying these out, filling them with the substrate mycelium, making sure everything has good moisture, and closing it all up, pressing it down to incubate over the next 2 weeks. Let's go prepare those trays. Let's get started by shredding up some paper. Oh my god. Let's get started with taking a look at some shiitake that we spawned to coir quite a while ago. This never ended up fruiting, no matter the conditions I put it in. However, this to me makes a perfect candidate to potentially heat press and then dry out in the oven and see if we get a nice material. I don't want to bend it too much, but it is caked with the shiitake like brown casing they all get. But it is very flexible and is still alive. It is just cracking on the surface, which is to be expected. If we take a look at the corner that I broke, you can see the mycelium development all throughout this cake, as well as some truffle-like mushroom heads that never really popped out of the surface. Really interesting. We'll take a look at that later. In any case, we're going to get started with our first substrate for the leather. We'll be using the shredded paper. I'm about to prepare some boiling water. We're going to dump it in just to saturate it and pasteurize it. And we will introduce some mycelium after it's cooled down, lay it out to sheets. Now with our boiling water, we are just going to go ahead and dump that into here. Saturate all of this paper and dump out any excess water. With all of the extra water dumped out, we can carefully mix this up, and I'm going to press it into a layer just in the bottom of this bowl at my desired thickness. This will have to cool down completely before we're able to inoculate it. We don't want to kill off the mycelium before we're allowing it to grow. The way that we're going to achieve this really thick mycelial growth, without the fruiting bodies of course, is by keeping high CO2 in these containers, so all of them will be sealed entirely with 0 airflow, and we're going to see how that mycelium develops onto these different substrates that we're using. We are to a point where I feel semi-comfortable with the thickness. We are almost to a point where I feel comfortable inoculating. And for our paper, we are going to just scrape some mycelium from the top of this Ganoderma. Very heavy mycelium growth. And inoculate it with that. Now we'll cover this with aluminum foil and wait. Now to the part that I have no clue what I'm doing. We're going to take some King Trumpet for this hardwood substrate to start. We're going to get this mycelium off of here, spread it around the mat. I have cleaned this off with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to introduce hardwood substrate, spread that around, and we're going to compress it into a nice thin layer. Fold it all up in this bag, let that CO2 and humidity stay within, and hopefully get some mycelium development. I'm going to be experimenting without using any kind of nutritious substrate. I don't want to have grains in there. We have an alcohol sterilized knife. We are going to go ahead and scrape this mycelium off the agar dish and transfer along our sheet. With as much of that mycelium spread around as I can, we're going to introduce some hardwood substrate. Do I have any clue what I'm doing? Absolutely not. We're going to try and move this all onto a pan. That way we have something to shape it with. With our pan underneath and our substrate on top, let's try and form this into a cake. And with this all fairly evenly distributed, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Now with this about as tightly folded as I can get it, I'm going to tape it, flip it back upside down, and label. And we have our first sheet done. We have our unsupplemented hardwood King Trumpet leather. I am going to go put this in a shelf and let this grow hopefully over this next 2 weeks or so. With our first sheet done, we are going to go ahead, repeat the same process with this other King Trumpet mycelium. For this one, we're going to be using some hydrated coir. This is going to be a lot more malleable. The fibers give me hope for tensile strength, and we'll see. I know that they don't like to fruit on coir, so they just develop a really thick mycelium. If you want to know how I prepared either of these substrates for actual mushroom growing, you can check out my other videos. Let's go ahead and get this formed. With that well and compact, we're going to go ahead and fold everything over, tape it up, label, just like our previous one. Let's go ahead and get this folded up. Now we can move this one to incubate with our other. Now let's take a look at the Shiitake and core block from earlier. There's not been any fruiting, but there has been mushroom formation on it. It is super cool. The texture is incredibly soft, although it is a little bit dry. So you can see where it is cracking, but it is how these shiitakes do form their mycelium. I am going to try to press this out a little bit and then put it in the oven to see if I can't dry this into a leather-like material. This is simply just an experiment. I have this on hand. It's been sitting around for way too long. I think to do this properly, I would definitely need some kind of press. However, you can see how far that compacted down already. We're going to try it just a little bit further. We're going to try standing on it. Honestly, you can see the moisture squished out, but I like how thin and even that turned out. With the block pressed out, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven at about 175 to 200 for the next about 2 hours, checking on it about every half an hour. I may brush some kind of oil or something, but I think I'm just going to let this guy bake out and see how it turns after the fact. But you can see it has this really nice flexibility and is not, breaking just on initial pulling. Let's get it in the oven. And there we have it. 2 hours later, we have our relatively thick mycelium leather sheet. This is out of shiitake and core, as well as some rice grain spawn that's definitely going to be in there. Hopefully most of that was consumed and decomposed though. Relatively flexible. You can see the cracking that was obviously in there. However, I think that I'm going to use this for the bill of my hat when I do make that in these upcoming weeks. I believe that this should perform pretty well as a good bill. Hopefully these next sheets we can get a little bit thinner and have just a little bit more flexibility. This one is still pretty rigid, but is nice and flexible. And now we have our 3 different attempts at some mycelium leather prepared. We have our core, we have our sawdust, and we have our paper. We'll monitor their growth over the next 2 or 3 weeks. They will remain undisturbed for the first probably 7 days at least to make sure that the mycelium is starting to spread. By experimenting with all these different substrates, hopefully we can find one that has good tensile strength and would be good for a textile. The paper was by far the hardest to work with, as it was more difficult to form into the mold that I wanted. The core was the easiest and the sawdust was mild. The core holds the most water and moisture, so if any of them do get contaminated, I do expect it to be that one. If you have any other substrate ideas, have experimented or used mycelium leather, please let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of the Fungi Files. Don't forget to subscribe and turn that bell on to see how this mycelium fabric turns out and to follow along on the sustainable textile journey. See you in the next episode.